flip the mic on. Make sure we's operating properly. Howdy there, burger boy. Alright. Looks like we got ourselves a situation.
Stay back. This here's official business.
That there's a situation.
What's the official business? I want to know.
It's the right kind of business. Oh,
Oh, and I want to hear from him myself.
This here's got nothing to do with you. Where are you going, our bounty?
Hold on, I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
Don't move. What on earth? I start running if I was you.
Okay, I'll leave you then. Howdy there.
I'll enjoy watching you die, pal.
The TV's gonna get me before you do. Now, anyway, let's see that other fella. I want to know what happens. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
I should have gotten the one that was actually carrying him first. My bad.
How dumb are you?
Oh, wait, I think I might have found him.
Thanks a lot, George. Thanks a lot.
Goddamn savage. You low-down son of a bitch.
Oh, crap, he's almost a Valentine.
You're only making this worse on yourself. Can't wait.
I just wanted to inquire. Oh, he's not going to Valentine. Then I got him. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now, I'm going to ignore the fact that you were so rude and you were shooting at me, but that's okay. Listen, we all make mistakes.
God damn. Hey, will you get me off this horse?
I just might. All right.
You coward.
All right, now that I've hog-tied your troopers,
I can't take this horse much longer.
you don't got a choice. All right, let's chat, buddy. Thing that strawberry. Oh, did I say Valentine?
Where are you carrying me to?
Hi, Raven. How are you? This is Lark. All right. Now, I want to hear your story.
You're after me too. I know it. I know. Hey, don't.
Had to be sure. Yeah, I guess they were bringing him in for a legitimate reason. He doesn't seem a trustworthy fellow.
I don't trust a lot.
Oh, well. At least I'm not going empty-handed. Well, I'll take him back to the bounty hunters.
Too annoying.
I just wanted to make sure this was a legitimate bust. Seems like it was. I think if I apologize to the nice men, they'll understand the situation. Alright. Anyway, sorry for the... oh, sorry. I was trying to cut you free there. Alright, sir. You are free to go. No hard feelings, of course.
Maybe a few.
Alright. I was trying to be civil about this, but it seems you can't do that. You have therefore forfeited your life. Wanted $20. And the platinum pocket watch will make up for that. Oh, time to go clear that real quick. Oh, yeah.
So how things are going?
Oh, things are going all right.
Good.
It was just a little kerfuffle with some bounty hunters. They have the wrong idea. I was just trying to make sure that they were who they said they were. I never intended to hurt them. They shot at me, and I didn't even judge them for shooting at me. It's a huge misunderstanding that led to me shivving him with my knife. But you know, mistakes happen. We're only human.
It is not your job to judge them for their mistakes. That's God's business. You just sent them on their way to meet him.
Exactly. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, chuckle fuck.
Can't let that bastard slip away.
Sure you can. Let's see if they figure it out.
They're just chasing our tails here, boys.
That's as we realize.
$20 for my trouble. Could be worse. Besides, I have a genuine money-making opportunity to get out of such a situation. Because I figured out where that cabin was. That cabin that has something going on that we can actually loot. And I found it by an old Western method called Googling it. But before we do that, we're going to head over to Riggs Station to pay off the bounty. Because, well, can you imagine being an outlaw? I always stand on the right side of history and justice and all that jazz. Would I lie? Cylinder dumps, man. I was trying to... Oh, in my defense, I wasn't going to cylinder dump him, but he decided that he was going to push and say, "You're after me too," and that was not my intention. But since he has not proven himself to be an upstanding individual, I had to assume he was the convict everyone said he was, so I decided to save the court some trouble. I even delivered the corpse back to the bounty hunters, and how did they thank me after cutting them free? They tried to kill me and set the law on me. I was justified in my defense. Only meanies break the law. Yeah, and I'm not a meanie, I'm worse. I'm a vindictive son of a... Ah, yes. The ancient way called Google. Alright. Greetings there, Hair Doctor. I have to, pay off a bounty.
Ready for a clean slate?
Hey, Lark.
Yeah?
Mute yourself.
Alright, back. Anyway, thanks for the time, sir. Thank you very much. We need to brush you off a little bit.
That's fun, bro.
You're a vindictive son of a gun. That I am. Guess you're free? Yep. For the small fee of $20, you too can be forgiven for killing a man in semi-cold blood. I was looking at brigandine armor before the stream. He-Man harness fencing is going to be expensive hobby. A lot of hobbies are getting expensive these days. Like, I'm into 40K. I have no money. What is this money you speak of? It sounds like a fanciful dream. Alright. I think those were the bounty hunters sent to find me, and I'm just like, paid off my bounty, you can't do anything, Thank goodness society doesn't work like that. Can you imagine being able to just be immune from prosecution because you just have so much money? Lark, your horse needs a bath. Actually, that's just his coat. Fellow 40K fan here. If I Were a Rich Man is practically a theme song. If I were a rich man. Hold on, we got ourselves a campfire. Let's see if we can make some friends. Also, I might need a place to rest my head for the night.
I wanted to share a bedroll with anyone else. I wouldn't be out here.
How many Primarchs were openly against the Emperor's idea for humanity?
Hey, what up?
Trouble.
When? Before the heresy? None. Almost all the Primarchs were fine with his vision for humanity. After the heresy, I think about half of them were no longer okay with it.
Lark, I run out of sweet tea spite. No, but what is sweet tea Sprite? Actually, Raven, tell them about the Neverland thing you made.
Back in the day when I was working at Olive Garden, we made a non-alcoholic cocktail for kids. Because we often had kids who wanted to drink alcoholic beverages like their parents, but obviously they can't have alcohol. So I invented this kind of cocktail. It's basically peach Bellini, sweet tea, and Sprite. And kids loved it. I meant after and thanks. Well, dude, come on. You gotta know that. Am I being trolled? Are we being trolled right now by Hunter? Since Jagatai knew it was bad, but Chaos was so much worse. Jagatai Khan. Okay, people get Jagatai so confused when it comes to his allegiance. He disagreed with a lot of what the Emperor wanted. But he knew that the Emperor wanted what was best for humanity. And that's all he cared about. He disagreed with the Emperor keeping secrets. He disagreed with the Emperor's view on psychers. He disagreed with the Emperor wanting to basically restrict access to knowledge and spiritualism. And he disagreed with the Emperor wanting to make everything secular. But he also knew that the Emperor wanted humanity to prosper, he wanted to protect humanity, and he wanted to help mankind take the stars. He could get with that. That was the issue. Now, when it came to whether or not he would turn to chaos, the reason he stayed loyal is, like you said, he knew chaos was worse, but that wasn't the only issue. He respected Horus. Jagatai actually liked Horus a lot. He even said, I have to choose between the father who I hate and the brother who I love. The problem was, he knew that Horus was not an emperor. Horus, like the rest of his brothers, like him, were warriors, conquerors. It was not their place to rule. So he knew Horus was just a patsy for chaos gods, and Horus had no position to rule. So he did the only logical choice. Wait, you worked at Olive Garden? Yeah. I worked at Olive Garden for a long time. Might end up going back. It's a good company to work for, Arden.
Look, it's Kegarax, the Eldar meme god.
At least the Emperor has experience. The problem that I have with the Emperor is the same problem Jagatai had with the Emperor. He was brilliant and he loved humanity, but he was also high on his own ego. Genuinely, I think it is the ultimate irony that the Emperor claimed he wasn't a god and yet had a massive god complex. Despite him saying there are no gods, he sure acted like a god. He could not have his mind changed on things. He thought his way was the only way and the best way, and he demanded people's absolute loyalty or not at all. Like, you may not call yourself a god, but you are the closest possible thing. Prime Emperor, know if you jump straight into Kamara, you're effed. We actually don't know if that's where Jagatai went. We know that Jagatai chased the Dark Eldar into the warp, but we don't know if he ended up in Kamara.
Well, the thing is, if he was in Kamara and he was captured or something, there would be a one Dark Eldar who would be displaying him.
Yeah, let's be real. If he was actually in Kamara, the Dark Eldar would be bragging about it.
This is for Connor and AC3.
Is Olive Garden better than Longhorns? Longhorns will give you more food variety. So if you're looking for just different variety of food, Longhorns is better. But locally, in our area, the Olive Garden is better. How feared were the Spartans under Leonidas?
They built up quite a reputation for them.
I think he's trolling us. So he became the very thing he didn't serve? Who? Khan? Khan, so when the Emperor, you gotta understand, when Jagatai Khan was growing up on Chagoras, Jagatai Khan wanted to create a society without tyrants. He was used to tyrants trying to take control and rule on Chagoras, and so he had an issue with tyrants. When he met the Emperor, he knew this is a tyrant. He could tell just looking at the Emperor, he's a tyrant. However, he also knew that the Emperor was the best hope for humanity and its future, so he swore loyalty to the Emperor. However, he didn't always agree with or follow what the Emperor said. At the end of it, when the Horus Heresy started, everyone wondered whose side would he be on because no one quite knew where Jagatai stood. The Emperor didn't try to rein in Jagatai. He let him do what he wanted to do because in his mind, it's like, Jagatai's going to do what he wants. As long as he doesn't interfere with anything, we're fine. So Jagatai kind of ran his own business. But then once the heresy started and he had to pick a side, he said, I don't always like what the Emperor does, but he is better than the alternative. Do you think Horus could have beaten the Emperor and won the heresy? No. I don't think so. Because the Chaos Gods' biggest issue has always been their own hubris, their own arrogance.
Oh, there you
I think inevitably they were going to lose.
assumed from all the gunshots and
They did what they set out to do and cripple the Emperor and stop the spread of humanity,
I'll tell you.
but they didn't win.
Money's right there on the table.
Don't mention it. Me and Wolves go
Vulcan
way-
versus Horus. If it's Vulcan versus normal Horus, Vulcan wins. If it's Vulcan versus Chaos Power Horus, Horus wins. But Longhorn also does this weird thing with the spinach artichoke dip, namely using those weird flatbread things as opposed to regular tortilla chips. Always curious about that. Yeah, they use pita bread. They use pita bread, which is good. I actually like the pita bread.
What does Peter have to do with this?
Brandon Lark, what era in history do you guys think is underrated or understudied? Asian history, actually.
It depends on who, like, for which audience too.
Asian and African history, I think, are the two most understudied realms of history. We learn so little about it in our public school.
I think antiquity in large part, because typically you only get a quick blitz of that. But yeah, antiquity in general, I would say.
Yep. Do you drink meat? Nah, I really don't.
I've had it a few times.
I don't care what the story is, lady. You're going in.
I was just sticking around to see if anyone had any questions for me.
Yep. Oh, there seems to be that we were.
Raven, what was the first interaction the Emperor had with the Chaos Gods? We don't know what his first one was.
I assume he told them to go away.
Well, we know that he was aware of them, and they were aware of him, and he knew the threat they posed, which is why he tried to make the Empire secular. Because he thought, and it was a stupid thought, that if he could keep people from worshiping at all, he would starve them out. Not realizing that when you starve an animal, it's going to become desperate. And that's exactly what happened. The Chaos Gods got desperate and made a gamble, and that gamble worked for him. He was really stupid. I could do a list of the stupid decisions the Emperor's done. I'm not saying that he's a bad leader or that he's a bad individual. I think he had the right idea and the right heart. But he made some dumbass decisions. Raven, like who is Vulcan in Warhammer 40k?
He is the Primarch of the Salamanders.
Yeah, Vulcan's the Primarch of the Salamanders. I think that's the 18th Legion. Because I think he's right before Corvus Corax, and Corvus Corax is before the Alpha Legion. So I think he's the master of the 18th Legion, known as the King of Drakes. He's the tallest and most physically powerful of the Primarchs. He's also a really sweet guy, really nice, really friendly. Has a bone to pick with the Orcs and the Eldar.
Don't like the Xenos.
He's also the only perpetual of the Primarchs, which means that he can't stay dead. Which makes you wonder where he is right now.
I assume on some beach.
What are your thoughts on Ur, the most infamous woman in Imperial history? Don't have a lot to say about her. If we have more information about her, then maybe.
Yeah, based on what we know, it's just the concept I'm okay with. I don't think the execution was as good
Did
as
he
it
make a
could have
deal
been.
with them to create the Primarchs in Space Marine? Is that just a theory? No, that's just a theory that people like to say. He created the Primarchs and the Space Marines as a project to help head his conquest into the galaxy.
Well, the thing is, what we know about is that we know that he went into the gate on Molech to get to... What the heck is this? Hold on. Duty calls.
Running Primarchs against the Emperor, making Horn Master. Yeah, we're being trolled. Vulcan's one of the goats. Yeah, he's cool. I like Vulcan.
Oh, Jesus. Please. I can't take this pain.
Oh, you need me to put you out of your misery thing?
I'm burning up.
There you go, bud. Little something to take off the top.
Got some medicine.
Why is it we rarely learn about pre-Islamic Middle Eastern history in school? Were not just much going on, or was it insignificant? There is a little bit of talk about it because you learn about Mesopotamia, you learn about Persia, but the part of the reason why you don't hear too much about it is one, not as much as documented, and two, a lot of later Islamic. Oh, he died. Well, sucks to be him. But a lot of pre-Islamic civilizations, a lot of their history was kind of wiped by certain caliphates, or at least a lot of it was destroyed. And it doesn't help that Saudi Arabia will not let us do archaeological digs unless they are strictly state approved, and they will not let anybody go in unless they're going to say the things they want them to say. We never learned about the Byzantines, which sucks. I learned a bit about them, but it wasn't until I got into college and started ironically playing like strategy games that I start learning a little bit more about them. List of things the Emperor has done was stupid. I actually have like a doc somewhere that has like the 5 dumbest decisions of the Emperor.
Yep.
So basically they got the European pagan treatment. No, not the same thing, because the European pagans, a lot of them were actually like the Christians would actually record the stuff. Like most of what we know about Celtic civilization and Celtic myths and other stuff was recorded by Irish monks. A lot of the correct me if I'm wrong here, Raven, but like the Poetic Edda, that was recorded by, like written down by Christian monks.
Yes. Many of the Norse pagan documents that we have and books that we have were recorded and written by Christians, which is why so many of them have Christian elements. In fact, the whole idea of Valhalla is a Christian-inspired thing. Many Norse pagans get upset when they hear that, but it is true. The idea of Valhalla was something that the Norse pagans kind of developed as a response to heaven. Because at the time, here's the thing, when I tell people in writing discussions, they ask, how do you create a religion for your fictional world? And I say, there are a couple things you need to answer when it comes to writing a religion. First, you need to answer several questions. Number one, how did the world come to be? How did the world come to be? How did we get here? Why are we here? How are we supposed to treat other people? What are the consequences for bad and good actions? What happens to us when we die? You need to answer those questions. The answer to the question of when you die is a difficult one to answer. At the time, the Norse pagans didn't have a good answer. They had Helheim, which they said was the home of the dead. But Christianity came with some good news. Hey, if you follow Jesus Christ, you end up going to heaven, which is paradise. Ooh, that sounds good. Well, we have the same thing. We call it Valhalla. So you end up creating this idea within it. And you'll notice that before anyone says, oh, well, that's not true, the reference to Valhalla only started popping up in Norse circles after Christianity started appearing in here.
Yeah, I believe the first location of Valhalla, like the first mentioning of Valhalla, comes in like Norse-occupied Flanders.
Yep.
But yeah, there were European pagans that wrote their stuff down, the Greeks and the Romans.
Yes.
That's why we know the most about their mythology and their traditions, because they actually wrote it down.
The Greeks, the Romans, and the Egyptians were the ones who wrote down everything.
Yeah, what irritates me is like the Celts actually, like the Druids knew how to write in Greek, but they refused to write anything down.
But yeah, you are correct. That is an area I do know.
They said you'd be
I
through
found another
2
famous
days
female
ago.
pirate, Granny, an Irish. Yeah, I've heard of her. I just don't know nearly as much about her.
Just leave what you got in the cellar and be on your
I don't
way.
know nearly as much about her.
My guts give me hell, and I ain't in a sociable mood.
I'll take that.
Now that's a worse mistake you could ever make.
Do all Space Marine chapters have a Primarch? Every Space Marine Legion had a Primarch, but when they broke up into chapters, the chapters would have gene seed from a Primarch. So what that means is this. The Dark Angels Primarch is Lionel Johnson, but the Dark Angels have had their Legion broken into various smaller chapters. So you have the Dark Angels, but you also have the Angels of Repentance, the Angels of Redemption, and all these others. They're not part of the Dark Angels chapter, but their gene seed is still from Lionel Johnson. So technically, all the chapters have a Primarch that they call their own, but there may not be with the same Legion that they used to be. So like, for example, the Black Templars, the most famous Space Marine chapter out there besides the main Legions, are from Dorn's gene seed. they are from the Imperial Fist lineage. So their Primarch would be Dorn. That doesn't mean that they worship Dorn or even venerate Dorn. I mean, they respect him, for sure. But that doesn't mean that they're Imperial Fists.
Ooh, what haveth we here?
Not letting Perturabo help build the Emperor's palace, and letting Angron and fighting with the High Riders, not fixing Kurz, and so on and so on. Alright, so you're talking about the mistakes that the Emperor made? Alright, here's the thing. The Perturabo bit, Perturabo could have helped, but I don't think the Emperor was going to do that for a couple of reasons, and that's partly Perturabo's fault. Perturabo didn't make his voice known. One of the biggest problems with Perturabo, he didn't say anything. Even though he was pissed off about the way he was treated, he never spoke up about it. He never went to the Emperor and said, Dad, let me help with this, or Dad, you're treating us like shit. He never said anything because he had a martyr complex. He was hoping that if he suffered long enough, he'd get noticed. The Angron thing, in my opinion, that's the dumbest thing the Emperor's ever done. In fact, it's out of character for the Emperor, so I don't know why he did that. And as for Kurz, again, I don't know why Kurz didn't just go to the Emperor for help. But
Kurz is Kurz, unfortunately. She was talking smack, Trailblazer. And also, this is, like, for those of you that don't know why I'm here, this was, like, I got a lead that there was stuff here, and sure enough, I got a semi-auto shotgun. And also...
They're all talking about how you just stone cold shot a woman in the face.
Well, first of all, I would like to present evidence over here that she was working with a gang. So, and even if I'm wrong, she was rude to me.
Kurz was just screwed because he had precognition with no real way to deal with it.
Talk to Sanguinius.
Sanguinius had precognition too, and he handled it fine. Kurz's issue was he became a fatalist, and that was his big problem. He became a fatalist, obsessed with dark truth and justice. Firstborn of Primaris Marines?
Depends on how well written the character
Yeah,
is.
it depends on how well written they are.
I will say this about the Primaris. I think that I don't mind them. I really like the aesthetic of like the new helmets and the new armor, but I think their introduction of the Primaris was sloppily handled.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with a lot of the things that they do in Warhammer these days. They have cool ideas, but handle them poorly. Even the female Custodes thing, I might have been able to stomach had they handled it better. I don't think I agree with the idea of female Custodes, but because that just kind of discredits the Sisters of Silence, who need way more attention and love. But if you're gonna make female Custodes, do it right.
Alright, so I need to go next to an Aberdeen pig farm.
Well, if anyone has any questions for me on the use the bathroom, let me know when I get back.
Alright, I'll let you know. Maybe this is
Plus,
it.
I need to get more to drink.
Need more drink. The party suggested that they should have went with the Raptor Marines, but continued with research. But you're working, no working, you're a part of a gang. They're like, what do you think about how they did Kaisar's Legion and Fallout TV show for Season 2? I have not kept up with the Fallout TV show for Season 2. I have heard nothing good about it. And from if what I have heard is true, how I don't trust... Basically, everyone's at a civil war, and everything's back to square one. The events of every game pointless because, hey, we're just going to set everything back to square one. House, who previously was a cold, calculating, but practical man who could be viewed as a villain, a hero, or just a being of his time, a force of will, is now just a mustache-twirling villain. That is what I understand about it, and I have no desire to watch it because the games just do a better job of conveying the story. And this is the problem I have when they shouldn't have made a Fallout TV show have any true connection to any of the games. It's nice that they had the Lamont, but I think they should have started out somewhere entirely different that maybe is only vaguely referenced in lore and told the story set in the Fallout universe so that if it was stupid, people would go, at least I can detach it from the games. And if it was good, you could have later games tie in and reference it. But no, they decided to go, hey, remember that NCR that some of you guys like? Yeah, we blew it up. Okay, remember Mr. House? Yeah, he's mustache-twirlingly evil. But in ways but in a dumb way instead of a clever way. Okay, Kaiser's Legion in a Civil War. Okay, that's the only one that makes any form of logical sense. Games give a new... and that's the thing. What's really sad is like the team that made Obsidian, the Obsidian team that made Fallout New Vegas, it ain't there anymore. Because looking at what Obsidian has produced recently, like the Outer Worlds series and Avowed, not impressed. The Ghoul is the Courier 6. Wait, did they establish the Ghoul is Courier 6? Absolutely not. Absolutely not if that is true. That is no bueno, sir. They could have seriously said the Midwest is Texas, but Florida people probably would have liked it. Honestly, Florida would have been a great idea because they said, hey, the original Fallout 3 before Bethesda bought the rights was going to be set in Florida. They could have taken what they had already sort of established and said, hey, let's run with it and make it a TV show. You could have done that, but no, we can't have that. The main thing I like about the Fallout TV is cool. And I admit, he looks cool. He acts cool. I'm still kind of upset about how it's like, oh, hey, the only way to stop being a feral, like the only way you resist becoming a feral ghoul is by taking this one chemical. It's like, oh, that was nowhere in any of the games, but okay.
Anything on this?
The whole show feels like a big middle finger to New Vegas. Kinda. I was skeptical at first when he was like, yeah, Todd Howard just greenlit the show just so we could just kind of screw over New Vegas. But after hearing what they did in season 2, I'm kind of like, maybe it is.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I don't even know.
That's the thing. None of us know.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
We're talking about Fallout.
Oh.
About the new show. Or season of the show, I should say.
Well, yeah. What did anyone expect it to be good?
Well, people, like, when I had my misgivings about season 1, people were like, well, season 2 might, be good, but they doubled down on the stupid.
Well, it's like when people told me, no, dude, just wait. The Halo TV show's totally going to get really good.
Yeah, I will give them this. I don't think Fallout TV show is it's getting close, but I don't think it's as bad as
Halo was so bad, I did a response video to the first episode. I almost never do that shit. I'm tempted to do a response video to the first episode of Has-Been Hotel, but I'm pretty sure that Amazon or whatever would come down on me like a ton of bricks if I tried.
Yep. The Deathclaw made an appearance. Oh, well, that's nice. I hope they handled the effects for that well. I actually thought Avowed was okay.
He should have asked for double pay to show up in that shit. He should have talked to his agent for hours about the pay on that.
Yeah. I thought Avowed was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Hey, if you had a good time with it, that's on you. What I saw from it, I was not terribly impressed. And also, honestly, the last standalone Obsidian game I played that wasn't New Vegas was the Outer Worlds, and I was just bored.
I think that's the ultimate issue with it. Anyway, if anyone has any questions or rant topics for me, let me know.
Well, Samuel says he wants you to do the Has-Been Hotel thing.
Like I said, I would love to, but Amazon would fry me alive if I tried.
We will find a way.
The only reason I got away with the Halo one is because even Paramount didn't want to admit they made that shit.
Ain't that the truth? Hey, Lark, if the Chaos Gods ever came to our time, how many fans would join them? Oh, that's the thing. Very seldom do the Chaos Gods say, hey, would you like to join Chaos? Typically, they,
Kane said it best.
yeah.
Caiaphas Kane said it best, how you join Chaos.
Yeah. The Chaos will kind of slowly recruit you. Zneach will trick you into joining. Slaanesh lures you in. You, the desperate, go to Nurgle. And the Corn has his ways.
Well, what normally happens is they attract people who want out of their mundane or dreary lives. They usually discover a social group or club or underground sect who they think is either an exotic, they could be like an exotic sex dungeon, they could be a cool social group that, you know, kind of like an in crowd, almost like a fraternity or sorority in a college. And you get involved and you think, oh, this is cool, this is neat, I'm having a good time, it makes me feel special. And then very gradually they eat away at your soul until you get to the point where you don't even notice. I've made the joke a few times to Lark and to others that colleges nowadays are a real world chaos cult because you enter with an expectation of getting a real and necessary education only to be indoctrinated into some of the most heinous, deplorable, and disgusting shit imaginable. They warp your understanding of not only morality, but biology, history, and ethics. You go into college, mostly innocent, and come out preaching dogmas and believing nonsense that anyone with an ounce of common sense would laugh you out of the room about. I have made many points that if you look, literally when I was reading the Caiaphas Cain novels and the Slaneshi cult was described, I couldn't help but think, I saw that at a gay pride parade.
You could have just said gender studies class, but yeah, that works too.
Yeah, either way.
Now, where is this pig farm?
I just thought a valid setting was fucking awesome, especially in an RPG setting where guns are used.
Yeah, and I get that. It's just, there are a lot of technical bugs with and other stuff like that, and also...
And I also prefer guards to, you know, interact.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Outer Worlds, though, that was just like, hey, by the way, do you hate capitalism? That's not particularly. Oh, well, that's all we got in our game. Just
if I'm needed, let me know.
Will do.
Oh, I need this.
Let's see, is this Hillhaven Ranch? Okay, so that's not it. Let's try this one because we're looking for a pig farm that is north of Rhodes. I guess this is technically north of Rhodes. Thompsonstead. That's a ranch. Orange Shack, Pleasance. Alley Pig Farm. Oh, I've already been there apparently. All right, let's go. Well, Billy Graham and Charles Stanley, biblically faithful. I don't know enough about Charles Stanley, but Billy Graham was from everything I have seen and read of him, he was pretty much on point. And he is like a once-in-a-generation kind of evangelist. Who doesn't have grudges with capitalism? Even capitalists have issues with unchecked capital problem is literally the only thing Outer World offers. Yeah, it basically it's like, hey, remember how you loved us for New Vegas with how nuanced it could be and how you had people like Mr. House with his pros and cons and the NCR with its pros and cons, and even you could argue the Legion with its pros and cons. We're going to throw all of that out of the way. You have mustache-twirlingly evil capitalists and the righteous people that want to break free from oppression. It's like, yay, this is great, and then for some reason we got a sequel. Nuance in modern Obsidian? I know. It's less likely than you think. The Legion has pros? In a sense, they kind of do. The Legion brings a stability that no other faction would bring. It is pure tyranny, but it is stable. You will not have to worry about bandits or outlaws of any kind. The traitors can move without threat. However, how much freedom are you willing to give for this stability? Are you willing to let everything that you are be erased to join a larger, more powerful society, even if that society offers protection at the point of a sword? It's a legitimate question. And for most people, they would prefer security made by themselves, security reinforced by the Securitrons and Mr. House, or they prefer the rule of law laid by the NCR, or at least the attempted rule of law by the NCR. What the heck is... Hey, fellas, what's up? Oh. 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 I probably should have just shot them. Oh, well, you're not using it anymore. Why? I didn't even kill him. So I should have just let Hobo Joe over there take the stuff? Legion were no doubt evil, but at least you could see why some people would put up with it, even if their aversion to chems makes some sense, and their hatred of tech makes somewhat sense. Their hatred of tech is dumb, but there is a benefit to it. The reason why is they prefer, like, if you listen to, like, the head of the Praetorians in the game, he says, why do all the guards carry machetes? Because we do not like using guns in such a situation, because guns can jam, guns can malfunction. Machetes and blades do not jam or malfunction. And of course I would go like, well, they can bend and break, but I get your point. There is an idea that a lot of the military equipment that the Legion uses is better maintained, maybe not better maintained, but there's less likelihood of it malfunctioning. Whereas a lot of the more complex equipment from the NCR might be better. It's harder to. Oh no.
Don't be shy, partner. No such thing as a stranger here. Well, you look like you need to take a load off.
Well, ain't this a rare treat? Why didn't you tell me we had guests coming? I'd have fixed myself up nice.
Oh, now you know you look perfect, princess.
I ain't no guest, miss. I'm just passing through.
Oh, nonsense. Well, come on in. Rest a while. And we got food on the stove and a bottle of the good stuff we've been saving.
It's decided then. I'm gonna go freshen up.
I appreciate the offer, but I best be on my way.
Oh, come on now. How you gonna turn down a hot meal with good company? I'll go open that bottle.
So will I.
What the hell was that?
I did not lose honor for that. I am doing the good work here. Incest, that's why. Before anyone asked, incest, that's why. They were also going to drug me and throw me. I speak from experience. Judge me not. This is, out of all the kills I could have made in this game, this one is probably the most deserved. If you let them take your money, you can come back and get it in the epilogue. Or I could just keep my money. Hey, look, what do you think of Joshua Grant for Fallout New Vegas? My favorite character in the show. Absolutely my favorite character. Not in the show, but in the game. Love him. Every bit of time he is on screen, he is awesome. But yeah. Hey, look, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are getting remastered in the works. Yes, I heard. I'm excited. Get the banjo, brother. The banjo. They got a banjo I can steal? You're supposed to tie up the sister and drag her to the mass grave and watch her freak out. Oh! What? My apologies. I guess I didn't think to drag it out. You should have pistol whipped the 45, actual melee weapon. You'll lose it when you switch to John. Okay. But yeah, earlier there was a question, would I, ooh, premium cigarette. Oh yeah, that's good. We do not endorse smoking, unless it looks cool. I could use a drink after having to see that. But anyway, like, what's my go-to faction for New Vegas? NCR. If you want, like, you can watch my NCR video for more detailed reason why, but particularly for me, one of the big reasons is just like the NCR, like the rank and file, are so grateful for everything that you do. Like just becoming like this slowly, like this living legend that goes around and helps people is kind of a treat. You blew it.
Sick sons of bitches.
I regret nothing. I blew it. I blew it! They're dead! I accomplished what I came here to do. Now I just need to finish looting their corpses. So I asked this earlier, but I'm asking it again because things fluent. Do you ever write backstory for the courier you play as? Kind of depends on the playthrough I'm going through, but I do occasionally have, like, typically don't write anything. Ironically, I have, like, written more about how my interactions would go in Fallout 4 as the general of the Minutemen, how I would treat each faction. But you guys kind of know a bit of that, how I've behaved in because I did a Fallout 4 stream. You need a drink. The NCR leaderships learn nothing if they win. Worse, they get empowered and continue their BS. Well, here's the thing with the NCR's leadership. It's kind of rough, but here's the thing. The alternatives aren't that much better. Mr. House might seem like a better option, but let me ask you this: would you want a technocrat, an immortal technocrat billionaire, to basically run your society in perpetuity? Is that what you want? The NCR, at least there are systems in way you can replace the government, and if not, a revolution or some means of reform are possible. The Legion, not a good alternative because, well, it's Caesar's Legion. Now, running the show by yourself does have some appeal, but the question is your courier smart enough to be able to do that effectively? These are questions you need to consider. I think the reason a lot of people hate the NCR is because the NCR is really rude to the Russian Badger. And yeah, and one of the problems with the Russian Badger video, and this isn't a fault on Badger, it's just he played a really dumb character and he picked a lot of the dumb options, and Badger likes to antagonize people. But if you go around and you're nice to the people in the NCR, oh, it's a treat. Like, they consider you like a living legend. I love going on. It's like, oh man, like, I'm going to have to write my mom and let her know that I met you. It's like, oh, thank you. It's amazing how much people like you when you don't act like a dick. That's probably a bad example considering that how I behave in this game. I like to go Legion because I can just max out my melee abilities and use the glitch to give melee weapons damage of a mini nuke and go ham on NCR forces. Hey, I've done a Legion run-through. Legion run-throughs are fun. But, yeah, it's just the sort of thing, like, if I'm running, like, for you asked about backstories, if I'm running a Legion character, I have to think of, like, it is a character that is going just completely disenfranchised with the NCR, and, like, he's like, I'm supporting the Legion because I want that stability requires, and I think I can either make the Legion work or I will do everything I can to reform the Legion once it takes over. If I'm doing a Mr. House run-through, I'm doing it as I don't care, I want to get paid, I was hired to do a job, I'm a professional, I'm going to do it. If I'm doing NCR, I do it as just like, hey, I'm like sort of like the Wild West stranger, the Lone Ranger, if you will, that's going out trying to make the world a little bit better. Unless if Volpe were to take over. Volpe is a interesting snake, or fox, if you will. But the problem I have with him is he would not be respected by the rest of the Legion. He's respected by the rest of the other spies of the Legion, but the other soldiers don't look kindly on him or his tactics in particular. They view them as sort of cowardly. And so you're going to have some trouble running in with that. Actually, before I go, let me go ahead and sell a lot of my stuff. I need to finish my last playthrough in New Vegas, or you need to start a new one. I think the big thing is that Todd can't do nuance to save his life. Well, the thing is, Todd can, or at least he used to be able to. Excuse me? You talking a lot of mad crap, son.
Someone's gonna put a hole in you.
You made the mistake of talking smack when I have a new gun to test. Karma, not hurt near as much as you might think. And don't forget, a Legion playthrough, you pretty much have to play a dude. You can play a chick, but yeah. But then again, in Fallout, I typically don't play a chick. Raven enjoys playing it because, like, typically, like, as chicks in various different games because it gives more options. Very seldom do I play as female characters unless there's either just clear perks to doing so, or there's a lot of, like, it's a very story-driven game and playing female gives you a lot of different options and stuff. Like Dragon Age Inquisition, I did a few run-throughs as a girl. Why is Joshua Graham your favorite character? Joshua Graham's my favorite character because, one, his design, immaculate. Two, the voice acting, amazing. And also just the way he talks. A lot of things that I see that irritate is, like, religious characters in general, particularly Christians in media, get shafted on so much. They are typically used as the punching bag. The, look, you're a hypocrite, evil, son of a gun, whatever. We're going to here to either make fun of you or call you evil. That's what we're here to do. However, this character, who's Mormon, by the way, and written by an atheist, did such a good job of explaining how you can have a religious character that isn't either a cowardly wimp or a hypocritical a-hole. He made him completely reasonable, and there's even points where you can convince him to be a little bit more merciful. And you even had other Christians around him that sort of contrast. I say Christians, they're Mormons, but the idea is that but it allowed a believer to be shown in a not just a positive light, but a cool one. And that is something that is incredibly rare to say. And I know it's like, oh, what about Christian media? And I'm just like, there are some Christian produced medias that I like, but a lot of times, like, they can be very ham-fisted and heavy-handed, and typically there's a joke saying, like, the worst punishment in hell is you're being strapped down to a chair and you're forced to watch Christian-made movies. But yeah, Dragon Age, that setting got single-handedly killed by one game. That is indeed. But Veilguard is crap. I never even played the game, but just looking at what they did to my franchise, God, that irritates me. Because I might be an outlier. I enjoyed Inquisition. I thought it was a fun game. I put more hours of that than I did in Origins. But yeah, I really like when Christianity is shown to be on a spectrum. And yeah, and that's the thing. And I'll see it all the time. Like, I remember, like, I was just scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and I was and a Ricky Gervais clip came up. And anytime religion's brought up with Ricky Gervais, I was like, oh boy, here we go. And basically, you had Kunk act as this straw man that basically comes up. It's like if you're not if you don't believe in God, like what's to stop you from raping and murdering people? And I'm like, that's not the proper argument to be made in that situation. Not to mention, hi, how are you? Who makes that argument? We have to portray them as being silly and, completely devoid of any form of logic, reasoning, or social etiquette. And it's just, and that's why Joshua Graham was so cool. Not only was he just a cool character, his faith was not a hindrance to him. It was a cool feature to explore. And gosh dang, I hate that I couldn't take him back to Mojave with me, because wouldn't it be cool to kill Caesar with Joshua Graham at your side? That would have been awesome. I like K-pop. I'm just getting showed Christian themes there. I don't even think they showed them intentionally, but I think it kind of showed out, and that's kind of a cool thing when you can actually look at a TV show. It's like, hey, we can even make a message here. We can take a message from this that you wouldn't expect to see. And I've seen it too. I've seen a lot of pastors, like, they will show clips of movies and other stuff to make a larger point. I remember, like when growing up, my pastor showed a clip from, like, the second Zorro movie, which I was like, huh, that's a take. In case if you're an atheist, what's stopping you from becoming a dictator? Yeah, it's like that kind of thing. Like, what's stopping you from becoming a dictator? Typically, the laws of society and all the checks and balances to get in there. But it's one of those things. The correct argumentation of that line, instead of going, it's like, what's stopping you from committing maybe murder? Because Ricky Gervais' character responds to the straw man thusly. It's like, I do as much raping and murdering as I want, which is none. The correct question to actually challenge him was just like, why do you think that's morally wrong? Because if you're a theist, your morals are shaped by your belief system and your theology. If you're an atheist, your morals either have to come from the culture that you come from, and then you have to explore what causes the culture to create those morals, or you have to say, I have created my own moral system, and here's the logic behind it. But that's more complex, and you can't own the Christians like that. As funny as Ricky Gervais can be, I hate it when he morally grandstands on religion, because it's just kind of like, you're not sounding as smart as you think you are. When it's just where you get the morality from. Because I remember I think it was in the 80s or 90s, so there was debate where the theist side said, what is wrong with me coming up there and killing you because you've irritated me? What morally, what's wrong with that? And the atheist completely deflected the question, going, isn't that sad? Isn't that sad that he would ask that, and then just goes on talking about how evil and corrupt he is? And I'm just like, perhaps a crude way of putting it, he did, but you still did not answer the question. Where does the moral implication come from? What's the pros and cons of polygamy? If you want to see the pros and cons, you can actually look in the Old Testament, the Bible, because very seldom does it end well. Because the pros of polygamy is basically, if you have one man marrying multiple women, you can produce a lot more heirs that way. However, if it's the reverse and you have one woman with a bunch of dudes, there's no purpose except you're making the girl very happy, apparently, if she's into that kind of thing. Because she can only produce maybe one, maybe two children at a time. And so biologically speaking, there's not as much benefit to it. Socially speaking, I think it causes a lot of problems, because keep in mind, like King Solomon, he married thousands of women. And suddenly they were all getting jealous of each other, like, oh, you built a temple for her God, why don't you build a temple for my God? You don't really love me. And so it's kind of like, yeah, anytime we see polygamy laid out in the Bible, it's typically not a glowing endorsement of it. Look at any harem. Yeah, it's not exactly what I would say. And also, talk to a lot of married men. Ask them about the prospect of dealing with more than one wife. They'd probably go, nope, not doing that. Talk to any woman and say, how would you feel dealing with two husbands? They probably go, I deal fine with just the one I have. There's a reason why Jesus said marriage is between one man and one woman. Yes, because remember, as it was designed, you had Adam and Eve, not Adam, Eve, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel. Like, 1 and 2. That was the ideal. That was the game plan. You're like, what's your favorite Joshua Graham quote? Probably the O daughter of Babylon quote. It's like, O daughter of Babylon, that art to be destroyed. Happy will they be when they dasheth thy little ones against the stones. I'm not getting it perfectly correct, but just like when he ends that with, do you know what it means? Like, I think that that's good to set into the character, but can you imagine saying that? Imagine if he Caesar's clearly waking up, overlooking the Grand Canyon, and he just hears that quote with Joshua and putting a 45 right behind his head and going, do you know what it means? That's hard. I love that. I like when he says you only got one shot. But also, you got to make sure you keep the kitchen separate. Translation, not recommended. A crude translation, but not inaccurate, I shall say. Because I think, particularly with the big one, is there's two other examples I would go through other than Solomon. Look for Jacob / Israel for a second. He did not want to be polygamous. He got tricked into it because he wanted to marry one girl and got tricked into marrying the eldest, and then he had to work 7 more years to get his other wife. But the sister wives competed with each other and then there's also the mother of Samuel, who she had a sister wife with her husband, and she was constantly belittled by the other wife because she didn't have children until she had Samuel. And so it's not I've never viewed it as a healthy idea. Yeah, he married sisters. Yeah, that's not a recommendation for success. Lark, ex-military waifu or outlaw waifu? I gotta ask questions about the outlaw waifu. Outlawed from where and why? Because if we're like, she's bootlegging, we can work with that. Serial murderer? May have to do a hard pass. But ex-military? Also depends. What was she doing in the military? Was she doing some wet work stuff, and I'm gonna have to be careful because if she might be, willing to make me disappear if I ask the wrong questions, or it's oh, I was an army mechanic, in which case, not an issue. What I'm trying to say is I'm flexible. I'm very flexible with this.
Attack some of them rich sons of bitches instead of us good people.
Look, there must be some misunderstanding. You don't have to worry about me.
Uh-huh.
But you say good people. This is not a good person.
What the heck is this? Take
This
a step and keep going.
Just minding my own business.
I'm here to do.
Got a lot there.
Is that right? Is that right? I got off light. You're lucky I'm here to do business. Otherwise, you'd be talking through a new hole.
Morning?
Oh, finally.
You should see yourself.
Not to mention, it created a lot of social strife, particularly it's not just nobles engaging in it, and nobles engage in a lot of behavior that leads to trouble. Mm-hmm.
Well, long time no see, stranger. Don't
Hey.
bother with Albert's shop there. All right, I have everything he has, but better.
But yeah,
Say what? I just
but yeah, polygamy, in particularly in a noble setting, that can cause some real problems in doing it. Like Solomon there is the best examples, and heck, even David had a lot of wives that did not help him out. Oh yeah, I forgot that I had this literal gold bar. But yeah, I remember there was this. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, but this webtoon came out.
not bad.
And I only heard about it because there's this guy on YouTube called Chalupa, where he reviews webtoons, and for whatever reason popped up on my feed. I'm like, all right, and I thought he was funny. And I saw this one webtoon talked about where it's basically called The Princess's Jewels. And basically the entire premise was basically this one princess who's literally a Mary Sue who can do no wrong in this fantasy world, and she's trying to collect a harem of men that she calls her jewels. And I thought there is no humanly way anyone could make this serious. This was before I understood what a lot of women's smut fiction was. And so I looked into this thing. I read all of it, not sort of like hate watching, but hate reading. Because what's sad is the author actually established a potential for an interesting storyline, but destroyed it because horny woman.
Now, I don't get a lot of
And one of the big things is she is.
high society.
Yeah, reverse harem.
Same to me.
You could argue harem in general is cringe, but I find it kind of interesting because when you have a female harem versus a male harem, particularly manga, isekai, manga and anime and stuff, the male harem very seldomly does the man actually acknowledge it's a harem. Instead, it's just a bunch of potential love interests that are all vying for affection at the same time. They're competing with each other to try and get the guy's affection, and typically the guy is just bland as bread so he can be a self-insert. The female harem, on the other hand, has a much higher probability that they're actually open. Yes, all the guys have the hots and aren't even openly competing. They're all just agree they're just going to share, which I find
Well, that's that.
morally questionable. But yeah, and so the reason why this stuck out to me is, so the setup is this. There's this emperor who has 3 kids, four kids, used to be 5, and 3 wives. And the main character is the case in point in the entire night. Yeah, fair enough. But Case in point, like there's the main character is the only daughter, and she is the daughter of the actual Empress. And she is practically perfect in every way. She's great at swordsmanship, can do magic, expert in diplomacy, finance, basically everything. And she is upset because she thinks she is unlikely to become Empress and be able to have her own harem because, well, she's a girl. And so one of her more incompetent brothers is going to get the position, or so she thinks. Problem is, though, the Emperor clearly loves her the most, clearly dotes on her, and probably only had the other wives later on because there was concern about whether or not he would be able to actually sire an heir for a time. Regardless, though, there's one other heir that's actually trying to compete to get for the throne, but he's constantly laughed at and dismissed and ridiculed and made fun of. Which, he was the most interesting character in the show because the premise being he was abused by his mother, ignored by his father, but is somewhat respected by the guards, but I'm not supposed to root for him because the other chick wants to have a harem. It's absolutely asinine. And then what's wild is that, like, there's a scene where he tries to actually call her on her BS, but he does it in the dumbest way by saying, hey, you're setting a bad example, which for the women of the kingdom, which, hey, granted, true, but that's not the main issue. The main issue is, let's say you get your wish, you become Empress, and you establish your little harem of princes and intelligent men from all over. You got like 6 of them. I forget how many exactly there were. Congratulations, you have now guaranteed yourself either A, foreign invasion, B, a civil war, and at the very least, a succession crisis. Because you could not make up your mind and pick an actual husband or an actual just a dedicated whoever to be with. Now the question is, how do you establish which person is the father for when you actually start to have children and consider who your heir is going to be? You're going to have all of these people, like all of these potential suitors start, like, even though they say, oh, we're going to share you, absolutely, they're going to be trying to kill each other to get affection. They already have some that are already trying to outplay each other. And the problem is, she kind of gets a little upset with, like, the fact, like, I can't believe my father took on people other than my mother. And it's like, bitch, you're sleeping around. You're just like dad. You're just like your father. And it's just the complete lack of self-awareness. And there's a lot more to it, but I don't know. I can get off my soapbox on that issue. But critics harem slop, and I'm here for it. Yeah, because it was one of those things. Like, I kid you not, like when I read that whole thing, I was actually like, I had not paced and ranted in my room like that since I came up with the Railroad script. That is how much the gears were turning. Because the thing is, what's really sad is, like, the other character, Bravillo, I think the prince's name was, he had, like, there was so much potential with the idea of a prince that is basically a legitimized bastard who is trying to do everything in his power to prove that he is that he can be a competent leader, but his father is just completely disinterested. Mother is practically abusive, and so, but he is still trying to do what he thinks is best to impress his father and to try and do what's right for his kingdom. There's a lot of potential there in a story idea, and he should have been the hero, but no, horny girl has to take the role. And it's just like, listen, either you needed to make him less of a sympathetic character, or you needed to make her a more understandable. Oh, we're in a fight. Interrupting my lecture, I tell you what. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, I tell you, that was a good old-fashioned bushwhacking. I can't even be mad. I'm proud of them. They finally learned. Sorry, off topic. Potentially vague new scenes buzzing in my head. I'd argue she's worse than the king in that regard. Oh, 100%. Lady wants with more STDs than the CDC. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, you died quick. Well, when you have multiple things shooting at you, what the? Thankfully. So, next Lemoyne Raider I see, I'm going to have to kill on sight. Not because I'm not impressed with them. It's just principle. Had you not been talking nonstop, you would have heard the guy say Maxim gun. Oh, he had a Maxim gun. That's why he was able to lay me out. There you go. But talking nonstop, are you saying I have a problem? You saying I won't shut up? I know how to shut up, I tell you what. Right, here to collect a debt. Can you give the short version of why you hate the railroad? Oh, I mean, I made the video, but sure, short version. Priorities. That is the biggest issue, priorities. The railroad in Fallout is dedicated to the liberation of synthetic people, typically Gen 3 synths. The issue I have with this is not even that I disagree that synths are people, it's that you have the most resources out of any faction in the Commonwealth at the start of the game other than the Institute, their mortal enemy. And instead of using these resources to try and help and improve the situation of the Commonwealth for the betterment of mankind, ghoul kind, and even the civilized super mutant, instead, your entire life and resources are dedicating to trying to fight an organization you have no prayer of fighting in the current manner, and you're just moving sense out. Because here's the thing. I recall multiple times Preston Garvey coming up to me and saying, hey, I need your help. There's people that need your help. And I'm like, sure, okay, I'm going to go help out. Because you don't want to know the kind of problems the Commonwealth's dealing with? Raider gangs, mercenary gangs, super mutants, feral ghouls, death claws, evil, like radioactive monsters of all kind. Literally, there's kaiju running around, and their priority is not to try and help people out. It's kind of so like, oh, okay, I'm going to try and help my robot slave buddy. It's just, the priorities seem a bit mismatched. Who would you say is the strongest faction in Fallout? Across modern, probably the Brotherhood of Steel, just because they got some serious plot armor.
Sorry, just kind of...
Okay.
More Chinese history book in here?
What was that?
No, hold on, I see it.
Okay. I'm personally more annoyed with the Minutemen. They clearly want the man route, but wouldn't commit to it. The test man route. Well, the Minutemen at least are well-intentioned, and they put their money where their mouth is for the most part. Do you think the Brotherhood, Steel, and Enclave would both destroy the railroad in the Fallout games? Absolutely. Brotherhood of Steel does destroy the railroad if you play with them, and the Enclave would look at the railroad as completely worthless and weak. Debt collection, that's why I'm here. You owe the Austrian money.
Remember that loan you took, Mr. Davison? The time's long since up. I'm here to...
The rain is making this more ominous than it needs to be.
I should have known. You goddamn bludgeon men are all the same. Sure, I got your money. Every stinking cent. It's in the house. Hell, I'll even offer you a drink. We can toast to never laying eyes on each other again.
Yeah, that toast is going to be a little more interesting than you think. Who would win a war between the Enclave and the Institute? Probably depends on how strong the Enclave is at the time. Like, if it's just a remnant faction, no. If it's like Enclave, like in Fallout 3 or 2, Enclave.
Let's handle the money first. Worry about manners later, okay?
And rewarders with a covert sweater fest. And the other heavies are wearing armored coats and Goss rivals. Yeah, that was another big issue I had. It's like, whoa, what are the benefits here? And then, like, I will admit, the synthetic weave, the ballistic weave is very good. I do like it, but I wish, like, I have to get mods to you make it put on clothes I actually like wearing instead of like, look, I'm wearing an armored suit. Like, I'm not playing Fallout to wear a suit. The suit only comes on when I need to lower prices.
Another one, Pop? Don't give me no talk, boy. Just do it. I'll look down here for our savings.
Savings? Under the sink?
Best place for 'em.
I wouldn't go for that knife, sir.
Now where's them drinks, boy?
Drinks ready. It's right there, miss.
Whoa, 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 why did I immediately go for, I meant to grab the box.
Who's talking now, huh?
Speaking talking death claws are actually from Fallout 2. That they have existed, so that's not too crazy.
Sorry. I was doing some research on a weapon.
Okay. Yeah. Arthur Lower took over there. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. I did not even meet, like, I literally, the prompt said, like, hey, hold down triangle to take the box. I hit triangle and immediately choked the sun out. Gosh, now I feel like I already hate deck collecting. Now I just even feel like a worse kind of animal now. I like Fallout 76 setting. The setting is one of the few things Fallout 76 has going for it. Oh, hello. Not bad, not bad. It's a shame letting this thing rust. Let's clean you up, make you nice and purty. Don't forget the responders. Oh, that's the thing. I have no connection with the responders whatsoever. Because literally, like, my experience with 76 was so bad, I have yet to go, like, because I remember me and Raven just wandering around.
Son, I want to get out of here, but I can't until I find some money.
There's some in my footlocker. I've been keeping it away from him.
Ain't that lucky?
Oh gosh, I scared this kid fast enough. Knock his abusive father out, and now I gotta take his money.
I think I know the sum. That should cover it.
Ain't you the good son? You should be proud of yourself.
You should find a way to get out of here. Go make a name for yourself. I'm sorry. Ugh. Yeah, one of the weakest parts of this is the last NPC settlements. But yeah, just like wandering around for like, because I know they added NPCs later, but when 76 launched, there was no NPCs at all. You just had players. So it was kind of like, well, kind of hard to have an interaction. It's like it wasn't the Fallout experience I was kind of expecting. Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4. Those are the ones that I have played along with 76. I need to go back and play 1 and 2. I mean, I think they've been adding, I know they've been adding more and more, but I've never... What the heck?
Whoa now, please.
Did you watch the Internet History and Learn a bit about Fallout? Nope, I have not. I did not even know he covered it. It's an older woman. Run!
Alright. Well, I might make a trip to the library tomorrow.
Alright.
Well, I got some research I need to do. And none of my Chinese history books have the information I need.
Very good.
Maybe
Yes.
I'll go to Barnes & Noble and just get this better book.
You can do that.
You gotta do.
Where's my bolt? There's my bolt action. That was a perfect bore. Where the heck did you go? That ain't a boar, that's a turkey. I made a perfect girl song in Japanese and it sounds like an anime intro.
Alright.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool there, Chaos.
Everything good so far?
Yeah, Chaos Gorgon just entered the chat.
Oh, cool.
I need a lot of baking to have been decent in my opinion. Huh? What? Oh, you mean like a little extra cooking for the game? Yeah, I see what you mean there. The Elk is becoming a No Man's Sky-like experience. It's getting better. That is good, all things considered. But it's just, yeah, they could have they could have done a little bit more prep before launch, because that was kind of a scummy thing to do. Earlier, but I was working on the song. Hey man, you got to work. You're under no obligation to be here. I appreciate that you show up at all. Which gun do you think is more famous? The Winchester rifle, the AK-47, or the Colt 45, or the 6-shooter? I think probably in terms of just people like knowing it and others, I'd probably say the AK-47, because like let's put it, AK-47 is, when you think of a gun that goes to war, you think the AK-47. Now I love the Colt 45. It's a classic. Absolutely, and the Winchester rifle too, but most people think of lever-action rifles. They don't necessarily think specifically Winchesters. Now, for the 6-shooter, a revolver, I consider revolvers, and I love them. I consider revolvers to be basically the... How do I put this? Revolvers are the katanas of guns. Got to show the homies some love. Man, hey, man, appreciate it. But,
I've lost my mind, Mr. Morgan.
oh my gosh, what is it this time?
Nice to see you too, Reverend.
I've lost it. I used to be an intellectual. Now I'm just a fool.
No argument here.
I've always been happy as a fool.
You all just laugh at me. I know you do.
We don't laugh at you, we make fun of you. There's a difference. There's no laughter to be had, just sneers and jeers. Get it right. But,
Hello, Arthur.
hey, what up?
It ain't Mr. Trelawney.
But yeah, as I was saying, the 6-shooter and a revolver is, I'm surprised how much, like, there is so much of a mythology around it that if you're in a game, the revolver likely has more damage than it actually should, because, like, you could have, hey, I have a 45 ACP pistol, and you have a revolver that carries 45 ACP as well. The revolver, for some reason, is going to do more damage. Now, the logical reason for this is because of balancing reasons. You do this for balancing. But it gets kind of irritating when it's kind of like, hey, it stands out. Like, I remember playing Fallout New Vegas, and as much as I love, like, the Sequoia revolver and other stuff like that, it's a little weird to me. It's like, yes, this revolver that was around in the 19th century somehow does more damage than a actual gun shooting plasma. It's kind of like, seems a little weird to me. I'm just saying. I'm more of a bowman myself. Yeah, no disrespect to that. I actually enjoy archery myself. I'm not great at it, but I enjoy it. But yeah, and then I remember playing Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader, this happened, and I played a commissar officer, and the gun they give you there is a stub revolver, which is basically a normal revolver. And I was like, I'm going to change this out to a las gun as soon as I can, because I want to do the Caiaphas Cain build, because Caiaphas Cain runs a chainsword and a las gun. The stub revolver, I kid you not, did more damage than a las pistol. I'm like, one is shooting a laser, one was a... This thing is literally 38,000 years old. Actually, no, like more than that. And so it's like over 38,000 years old. But for some reason, it can still keep up with a dang laser pistol. Make it make sense. Let's see, increase amount. I got out my karma, and this is a quick way to do it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to contribute a lot more. I'm paying for everyone's tickets to Tahiti. Have you ever heard of Valheim? I have heard of it. I know next to nothing about it other than it's like a Nordic like base building situation. Score is based on a more modern revolver with a 50 Magnum. Yeah, but you get the point I'm going for. It's kind of like the wimpy laser, the Uber revolver. We're making progress. Wait, no, Fine, I'll give you more. That way Miss Grimshaw won't chew me out for not contributing. Or Dutch. Guns just ain't built like they used to be, son. Apparently. 40k revolver, Orc Logic, my boy, Orc Logic. That's the only thing. Let's see what everybody else has been given. Let's see. Good squirrel pelt, Sadie. Thanks. Pearson gave almost $11. That's pretty good. Micah gave a squirrel pelt. Bill gave a bat. Bill, I try and cover for you, but dude, Strauss cover scent lotion. Where did you get that, Strauss? Hosea, a necklace. Okay. A carrot, a literal carrot. Lenny, cash, $4. That's fair. Pearson, poor armadillo skin. Karen, gold tooth. Well, you know, something. Javier, reading glasses. Okay. Hosea, a gold pocket watch. Okay, really going out. Pearson, I don't care about your armadillo skin. Lenny, almost $9. Nice. Kieran, cash, $5. Good. Charles, almost $5. Tilly, where are people getting bat wings? They had a question who's buying them. And meanwhile, I am just killing it with how much I'm dropping off. Wait, $1 for a gold tooth? Yeah, that seems consistent. And again, Laz Weaponry and Rogue Trader usually relies on burst damage and has higher hit chance as a result. I find the far more reliable than the stub revolver. And I agree, you're right, but it's just silly to me. It's like, yes, this laser beam is coming at you, does less damage than a stub round. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's why I think that it's basically the katana of guns. Not that it isn't effective, not that it isn't cool, not that it isn't good. It is. It's just a lot of times it is treated with more reverence and overestimated, shall we say, in comparison to, say, some other stuff. The real beauty of a revolver is the fact that not only does it look cool, is that it's a lot simpler to maintain than a lot of more complex firearms. And there is a job to take. I think Lenny's involved. The revolver is powered by the power of freedom. But like, I want you to think about this. If the revolver is just so cool or does so much damage because it's older, imagine how much a flintlock pistol would get you. It's the little cousin of the flashlight. What did you expect? Hey, don't knock the las gun. The las gun is a impressive... Javier... Fuego Nueva Peso Javier Escuela for $1,000. Oh, Javier, I need to make some money. I'm kidding. We're not going to turn him in. That's the next game. Or rather, the last game.
What you doing?
Nothing.
I don't believe you.
It's just a little robbery, all right? Nothing serious.
Good. What are you robbing?
A stage. There's a stage coming through. According to the fella I met, it'll have a bunch of money aboard and no security whatsoever as it comes.
Do you think the astronaut time would be more efficient if they could use the Necron Gauss weapons?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but good luck getting your hands on them.
You and, who?
Run
I don't know.
solo.
I thought I'd do it on my own. It'll be unprotected. Won't be a huge take, but I should make out okay.
There ain't no such thing as unprotected. Now, who you want to go with?
I guess you.
You're dang right.
I don't need no.
That and the Imperials no like xenotech. Yep, you got to be a rogue trader or inquisitor to get away with it.
Once we've had a look, I'm taking half the money.
Javier's like, Arthur, your bounty is $4,000 more than mine.
Let's get going then.
You just had to bring that up. Do you think Dutch's gang could do well in today's world? No. No, keep in mind, the reason they are in such stakes is because the world has advanced so much to the point they are running out of places to hide. In the modern world, they would be much easier to track.
Got a bad feel to it.
Not to mention, if they tried to come into town with just a bunch of money, like, what are they going to steal? They're going to have a harder time finding things to steal. They're going to really get into an armored bank car or anything like that? Nah, they're going to have a much harder time. We don't talk about Necromunda. Not because it isn't a good setting, it's just I don't care for it. You think Elder Scrolls 6 will be any good? I don't know. I really want it to be good. I want to hold out hope. But it's been so long, and Starfield was such a disappointment that I'm kind of like, eh. Then again, to be fair, the Oblivion remaster was a good thing, but that's it. That was a remaster. You were recreating something you already did. And I know Fallout 5's in the works, I know Elder Scrolls 6, but Elder Scrolls 6 has the potential to make or break Bethesda. They need to do this. And if they try and pull any of their, we're making this game for the modern audience, they're in trouble. Now, I'm hoping that they've figured out at this point that is not the way to go. But what they need to do is they need to do two things. One, make a compelling, fun storyline with a lot of options and deviations, just like they did in Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind and other stuff like that. And they also need to make it easy for people to mod. Because modding was the lifeblood of Skyrim far after it should have died out due to lack of relevance. But no, modding kept that game kicking for so long. They're remastering all Halo 1 through 3 Lark again. Starfield was Todd's dream game with just genetic creatures they're showing as their devs E6 is doomed. As for the storyline with deviations, they still have Emily, so that's not happening. Oh well, fan-freaking-tastic. The Ultramarines land in the Fallout world and learn about the Necropolis. They smile. For the PS players. What do you mean for the PS players?
Let's leave the horses off the road to the right here. I figured we take up position behind these rocks.
Yeah, seems good.
The stage should be coming up the river from Catfish Jackson any time now.
Now, where'd you hear about this? Oh, PlayStation's getting Halo. Oh, that'll be cool. Well, Bethesda polish, it just works. It hasn't worked in a bit.
And I don't see no escorts neither. This should be a cakewalk.
Are you sure?
Do you know how many death flags you just triggered with that?
As soon as they're close enough, we'll jump out.
Modding community is still alive and well. They've even made a whole other game through the modding community. Yep.
I said wait for my lead.
This is a robbery. Drop your weapons and put your hands in the air. I said drop the weapon. Okay. Just take it easy. All right, go on. Anyone else? Anyone inside there? Answer me. Last chance. Come out or we're coming in. Shit.
U.S. Marshals, you're under arrest.
That's the thing. If it looks too good to be true, it is too good to be true. That's a nice hat. Got his guts. It was Mike who told him, wasn't it? It wouldn't surprise me.
You alive?
Yeah. Are you?
Evidently.
That was not the way I was expecting things to go.
You took us into a trap.
Look, I'm telling you, it was good information. Wait. Look, there's some money here. Not much.
Yeah, it ain't much, because it was a trap. Stage companies do this all the time. Set up traps to catch fools. Like you and me.
I feel like a fool.
Well, that's good, because you are a fool. You're still alive, so don't worry too much about it. Come on, get out of here before any more turn up.
All right. See you back at camp.
$100 ain't nothing in this time. I see a good hat goblin mode on. I just hope I can keep it. Veilguard is quality proof that corporations don't even know what their modern audience is, and the modern audience they aim for hated. Well, here's the thing. When they say modern audience, they do not mean the audience of the modern time. What they mean is basically the weird crowd they hang out with in their gender studies class in college. Basically, when they say modern audience, they say whatever the people in the weirder parts of LA are into. That's what they mean. Because here's the thing. If they truly understood what the modern audience wants, they would do quite well. But the thing is, the people that make games, movies, and other stuff like that, they are so disconnected from what the rest of the world is interested in and wants that they have henceforth become, well, basically parodies. Because it's just kind of like, hey, isn't it so important to us that, you are able to show, like, mastectomy scars and Veilguard? It's like, that's not really important to me. It's also kind of a weird thing. Can I not drive this thing? I was going to sell it. Is there, like, broken axle or something? Oh, sure. Surely somebody can sell this. Well, apparently not. Well, I don't want to leave you permanently tied here. Come on, let's get you out of here. There's a modern audience in the room right now with us, Todd, Fleekazoid. Fleek calls it like he sees it, and he's very seldom wrong. But that's just the thing. Like, you got to ask yourself a question. You might want to see this put to a video game or film, but ask, does this have a larger market appeal? That is what you have to worry about. Because you don't want to ask any questions, sir. You do not want to. That is right. That is much better for your health. You will thank me later. Yep. But it's a legitimate question. Like, you may really think adding mastectomy scars will really, it appeals to you. That's great. But to the larger audience that is going to be playing this game, do they care? Is it enough of a concern that we should actually dedicate resources to something that is only to placate a very small percentage of the gaming audience? Not to mention, it's kind of weird, because let's say you are... The person that was designed for was female to male transitioners. If you are a female to male transitioner, wouldn't you just pick a male character to play as? If you are a male to female transitioner, wouldn't you just pick a female character to play as? It's like, you have wasted time on that. And not to mention, don't get me started with the whole, it's like, yes, this is our Canary, they, them, and I wouldn't have minded so much if you had the opportunity to basically resist and go, I don't like that, or I'm kind of weirded out about it. This confuses me.
It's all good. Calm down.
Well, you can't ride my horse into camp. Wait, mastectomy, like, the mastectomy. Basically, it's like you can show like where they got their breasts removed, and it's kind of like why, just why? It's also kind of weird like when D&D is like, hey, if you want to.
I know what you're thinking.
I guarantee you are not knowing what I was thinking.
Drunken idiot, that's what you're thinking.
I was thinking I wasn't. Now I am.
Have you? That's nice. Good for you. Good for you.
But Karen, don't do this to yourself. Please. You got a choice.
Sure. I got a choice. That's nice.
She needs a hug. But, yeah. Where was it's also like D&D where there's just like, hey, you can have your character in a wheelchair. Like, look at all these characters of like D&D characters in wheelchairs. I'm like, why? It's like, so we can be more inclusive. Can you imagine a guy who's actually a paraplegic rolls into the D&D session and the DM's like, don't worry, you can play as a guy in a wheelchair. Like, I was actually kind of hoping I could play as a guy that can walk. You mean even in my own fantasy games I'm not allowed to walk? It's like, is this like Joe Swanson? Like, no matter what you do, your legs are screwed up. Even in your own fantasies. But yeah, the thing is that you could question it before. With Korean and the Inquisition, sure, make you slightly seem like an asshole for not accepting it, but at least it was there. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But you think of like, this so-and-so is like, they go by they, and everything, and you gotta accept it. It would have been really funny if you could have played it as like, that's dumb, I don't like it, or just like, that's weird, don't, or when she starts harassing the other characters, where it's like, haha, you're like you have all these books and you're like a weird magic person, and I'm like, and what the heck are you then? What the heck are you? Sean's death really hit her hard. Yes, it did. And I need to actually, it's getting late. I'm gonna go upstairs, hit the hay, then tomorrow morning I'll take care of the mission. I promise. Yeah, the whole point of wheelchair's magical setting is where paralysis can be healed. Yeah, I know. It's like, hey John, how you doing? But it's just kind of like, yeah, it's like, I cast Lesser Restoration to heal your legs. Congratulations, you can walk again. I mean, I guess it could work like if like you're an artificer, where it's just like, I have made robot legs, or I have made a super-powered hover chair. Because why not? Like, okay, fine. Have some spice into it. But just say, like, I have made a wheelchair from modern day 21st century Earth and shoved it into a high fantasy setting. I have questions. Questions you won't like to answer. Such as, why? Why would you do that? Not here to shave. I'm here to sleep. Can't a man get some sleep? Yeah, like worm free. Hell, I get Lark. Hey there, Ragnar. What up? So now Sean one, he didn't deserve that. No, he didn't. Yeah, there were several other gang members I would have had picked off first, like Micah. And Micah. And Micah. Yeah, that's what I got there. Alright, now let's see what jobs we have to work with here. Maybe Bill, depending on the day. I try to be nice to Bill. I think he gets a bad rep, but he doesn't do himself a lot of favors. He really doesn't. The reason your character is in a wheelchair in duty because you come from a place that has no low-key healing magic and stuff, maybe. You could argue that, but the thing is, you're deliberately making a character that is crippled and in a wheelchair, and the stated reason for trying to push that was like, hey, we're trying to be inclusive, and people with disability can be in your fantasy setting, and I'm just thinking, like, why? Why would you try to push that? Because, again, I'm just having this mental image of someone like, all right, I'm going to play as a Goliath barbarian, and how big you want your wheelchair to be? He's not going to be in a wheelchair, but you're in a wheelchair. I know, but I don't want my character to be in a wheelchair. It's like, but we want you to feel included. Then let me make the dang character how I want it.
Morning, Arthur.
Morning.
Arthur?
I've committed a lot of crimes against humanity.
Well, I'm well, I think. It's been quite a run we've had, but we're still alive.
So, no regrets?
Regrets for what?
Well, for joining this band of maniacs.
If you're a girl without means in
Hey
this
Lark, who
world,
fumbled the bag more, Wizards of the Coast or Games Workshop?
you boys care for me, but no one cared for me. Well,
That's a tough one. Give me a second to think on it.
not after Mama got typhoid, and that was a long time ago.
Sure.
What about you? I heard you ran into that Mary girl.
Yep.
And?
Got me thinking how that all ended. Long time
I think I'm gonna have to go with Wizards of the Coast.
What happened?
Because Games Workshop has made some poor writing choices here and there, but like one of them we know darn well was like one they've retconned back to sort of change it, like making the Primaris Marines actually have the gene flaws. They've also like the female custodians thing was kind of forced on them by Amazon,
Seems so simple.
and they've made some stupid PR moves in the past few years, I will admit. But Wizards of the Coast has drank the California Kool-Aid to an extent that they completely they assume that everyone who plays D&D is a theater kid. And I don't mean like a normal theater kid. I mean like the stereotypical theater kid, the one everyone went like, please go take a shower.
Where are we heading?
I'll tell you on the way. Just get going.
Abigail dies in a few years, so Bonnie's still an option.
Head for road.
I still ship Johnny Marsh and Bonnie because screw Abigail.
No.
I get the appeal. I don't support adultery, but I understand.
She told me she was worried
'Cause
that our camp was near a safe house.
Bonnie can get it. I remember playing Red Dead for the first time, meeting Bonnie, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm getting with her. And then he was like, I'm a married man. And I was like, oh, right, yeah, yeah, that's right. John Marston is spoken for. But I would marry her and take over the McFarland Ranch in a heartbeat.
You don't know what happened? She killed one of them for good reason.
But yeah, I also haven't forgotten Wizards of the Coast where they did like the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set where it's like, hey, Aragorn's black now. Why? Because diversity. Like, what? Why would you do that? Why? It's like, because you're clearly you're clearly like, hey, you like Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, so we're changing it. Why? It's like it hurt itself in its confusion.
Of course I care. About all you fools. Some just require a firmer...
There's a little pretend like they haven't caught into sneaking AI and there's so yeah. Yeah, and also like the art for like the how like the races to species change is dumb.
Anyway,
It is dumb, and I'm not pretending otherwise.
that boy Kieran since the party for Jack? Okay. I think
I have type 1 diabetes, and none of the characters who I play in game are not canonically diabetic. Those are people who are diabetic who want to play as diabetic. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the thing. It's just like, you know, sometimes they don't have to necessarily like very few of my characters in D&D are much like me in you know, physical stature. Do people of color even like it when race swapping happens, or like why do companies do it? I haven't met one person who likes it because it meets their DEI initiative nonsense, and also it drums up controversy. And Miss Grimshaw's collecting it, and this is why I respect Miss Grimshaw. As Benefron said, that's not Aragorn. Exactly. FBI, open up! What am I doing indeed? Well, it would appear I'm shooting you in the head. When I play D&D, I play my own self. I just can't. Like, everyone's gonna take a little bit of inspiration from you to a certain degree, but I try and get into like certain head spaces for certain characters, and other times I play them like you see here.
we're coming for you.
And we also might be robbing this place blind. Oh, she might be in here.
Finish those bastards off.
Gosh, they keep a filthy place. Don't know why I pointed the gun at Tilly at first. How you doing? Tilly, 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 Tilly. What will we do with you now? Let's get you out of here. I think an even bigger thing is that the DEI tolerance are a minority within a minority. Exactly.
Oh, come along, miss. Thank you, both of you.
What happened?
I mean, when I play, I still give my character my brown skin and hair, but not both together.
He went out
Yeah,
hunting or something.
that's fine.
Robbing him, I think.
Well, killed those fellas there.
You have regular liberals and lefties, then you have the Tumblr, Twitter, blue sky lefties. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be just fine. Now catch that bastard.
You got it. Oh, you heard that? Tilly wants vengeance.
There, straight ahead. I saw him go through those bushes. You picked the wrong girl.
Ain't that the truth?
They're heading down the hill to the water.
That girl owes us.
Oh, there they are by the shoreline.
Let's kill those two already.
That's it. Stay on them. Got it. Now keep on the others.
Wait, I thought there was just one. Okay, alright.
They think they're getting away. They got another thing coming. Come on.
Maybe you should let me go. Like, listen, I respect it, Miss Grimshaw, but maybe you should let me handle this one.
To regret what you did. Oh, you're gonna pay. All of you. We can't let these animals get away.
Okay, I mean, listen, I understand. I'm just saying maybe you should let the lasso man or the gunslinger do the work. That's what I earned the big bucks for.
We're coming for
But if we're allowed, but if I'm allowed to just start shooting,
bastards. Stay right on their tail, Arthur. All right, I think that last one's the boss. Lasso him and we'll take him back to Tilly.
oh, now you want me to lasso.
Get him, Arthur.
Miss Grimshaw, with the greatest respect, let me cook. See?
Now make sure you tie him up real good.
This ain't my first rodeo. I'm saying Mexican horse. I don't really mind if it was executed better and if guns were properly embraced in D&D. It was Pacho Bandia. That's kind of a dope idea.
With pleasure.
I'll take his horse. He won't be beaten.
Yay, free horse. And I got the Dal Mau Mau horse. Arthur shrugs off a rifle cartridge gang member. Well, I'm dead. I'm playing Wrath and Glory for 40k. I play a scoundrel who's Inquisitor. Hold on. Who's Inquisitor has 3 ex-wives.
Foreman with an A.
Oh.
Undertaker to
Oh, my.
Scarlet Ride.
Funny bastard. Who are you running with?
She didn't tell you?
She didn't tell me nothing. Oh, shut the hell up. Shit. She didn't tell me nothing. Oh, this rope is cutting into me.
Good. Builds character.
Good when you're the one
I mean, you can merge the new and the old lore together. You can even use new lore to make expansion/imperialist orcs. Yeah, you could do that. You could have Orc Genghis Khan. You could do a lot of different things and do it. But no, they I don't want to say whitewash. It's not the right. It's sanitized. They basically sanitize it because it's funny. If you look at like the 2024 edition of D&D, the monster art for the most part typically looks really good, but the character arts is kind of like, what the heck am I looking at? Like, what would you think would be a good crossover with Fallout? One I think cool would be Spawn. Spawn, I suppose you could, but Spawn you could kind of mesh with any sort of setting. Fallout is kind of weird because it's kind of its own thing. I think potentially you could get like maybe like a Fallout like Warbond and like Helldivers or something like that, but I think you might have you might be hard pressed in some other areas.
I want to get a good look at this monster.
Here we are. One delivery,
So he's still alive then?
as you requested.
Yes.
You see this girl? You leave her alone.
She killed my cousin.
Your goddamn cousin had it coming, Anthony Foreman. I don't care if she shot your daddy and cooked your mama for breakfast.
She did do
She's
that. No, I'm
mine.
kidding.
She ate yours.
You know, a friend of mine, he always says, revenge is a fool's game.
But I'm gonna do it anyway.
You want all your boys dead? She had her reasons.
We was family, Tilly Jackson.
You Foreman boys ain't no kind of family I want.
Cheated at poker.
You want that?
I want him to go away and tell the remaining of his cousins and the clowns he rides with to leave me.
Oh, he's part of the circus?
You think you can do that, Anthony? Or should I slit your throat and just save us all the bother?
I'll leave you alone. History is done.
History is never done.
It's always being written.
But I'd slit his throat. Go on.
Well, Tilly is the one who was wrong here, and it's her call, so I'm gonna make it so.
Yeah.
Do.
Get out of here.
Where's his makeup? What? Like, I wouldn't mind modern D&D using new stuff and make like proper Tolkien take on orcs where they're conquering industrialists. Artificer Orc went. Wasteland, that's kind of like cheating because it was made with the original devs of Fallout, so a lot of the tech would fit in, especially in with the Enclave. Fallout meets like something like, what was it, Frostpunk? You can do that too. And, ooh, there's a bounty to be had, but let me go get my horse. This one
Easy now.
is a little interesting. Wait, I have a bounty here? Uh-huh. Well, I'll take care of that in a bit. First, let me go sell this horse. What is wise as an extra Kari Archon? That's a tough relationship. A tough relationship to be a shawl. Whew. I would not want to date a Drukari, let alone have one as my ex. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think Predator Alien works because both aliens, there are aliens. Yeah, you could sort of do what, gosh, what's it called? Ghost Recon did when they had a Predator show up and your squad had to fight the Predator. You could potentially do something like that in Fallout. Because, like, someone like the Courier or the Soul Survivor would be someone a Predator alien would try and hunt. So yeah, that could be a theoretical crossover. Wait, so are the Eldari Xenos? Yes. Though they are space elves, they are still Xenos. Speaking of which, kind of still on topic, what depends on the confirmed Bachelor and Chiesa La Femme perks in Fallout New Vegas? Not stats-wise, but their facts there in the game. I don't have a problem with it. It is a little weird, though, because when I first played New Vegas, I did not know what that meant to be a confirmed Bachelor. All I saw was, you get a damage plus against guys, and I was like, most of the people I'm fighting are guys. Yeah, I'll take that perk. And then I start seeing dialogue pop up, and I'm like, right. Not what I was going for. But hey, a damage buff is a damage buff. Clive. Wait, do I sell with you or...
Appaloosa. Smart and does what they're told. Done.
$34? Not bad, not bad.
Careful, Clive. That's our profits now.
There continues, this is why Pinot Electric continues to be part of a crossover. Hey, Lark, where would you want a Fallout game to take place? That's a good question. Now, part of me, this is just me being completely selfish, and my horse is nowhere to be seen. Oh, gosh. Where's the closest stable? I'm going to have to steal a horse. All right. So, I'm already winning anyway, but, like, part of me would be selfish and just want a horse. I mean, not a horse. Just want a location that I'm familiar with, I'm close to, like doing it in Savannah or Charleston, South Carolina, or Columbia, South Carolina, place that I've actually been, grew up in with, have an understanding of. I would really like that. I kind of like in 76 the location of doing it in the Appalachian Mountains. I really enjoyed that. Realistically speaking, I know that's not likely. Typically, they pick big cities that a lot of people have a familiarity with and a connection with, and most of the Fallout fan base has very little connection to, say, somewhere like my hometown or Charleston, South Carolina, or something like that. If I could put it somewhere, I think putting it in Texas might be a good idea, because then you could reintroduce the Legion as a potential faction. I think having some tweaks to the Legion would be fun. I think that say a Fallout Florida, like a Miami or a Jacksonville, would be fun to do. Particularly, you could do like a. Hold on one second, fellas. Gotta plug in something. Yeah, just had to put the phone on the charge. But New Orleans would be a great choice. I can fighting Cajun mutants. I'm going to be all about that. But I think that would be good. I think more likely you would see like a Fallout New York, because New York City is always destined to be in video games. I was pleasantly surprised when Fallout 4 was announced and they were doing Boston instead of somewhere like New York. But we did DC, so I don't know. I like somewhere in the South. I think New Orleans or Atlanta are probably my best bet, but Texas would also be a potentiality. But yeah, those are where I'd kind of put it. Alaska, please make a full-length following the Frozen Hellskip. That is Alaska, no DLC, no spinoff. Considering the Anchorage, hear me out. Fallout Alaska, but DLC that includes the Aleutian Islands, so you can get some other stuff going on. I think that'd be dope. I think that would be cool. Alaska with Bigfoot and other creatures would be cool. Maybe even Chinese remnants. Oh, definitely Chinese remnants. Fallout Mexico would go hard. And the thing is, like, I know, like, if I recall correctly, the NCR had, like, dipped into, like, Baja California and other stuff like that. So, yeah, you could definitely, like, imagine, like, Fallout Baja. The entirety of the Baja Peninsula. That might be a bit much to do. But Fallout Sonora or something like that, that'd be cool. Gotta get my cardio in. I feel like Texas would be too much like New Vegas, and I guarantee modern Bethesda would botch it. Listen, we're talking about modern Bethesda botching it. It doesn't matter the setting. They have the potential to botch it. I heard something. What is this?
Oh, Father, what do we say about a man who lost his way so awfully?
Tell it straight, Father.
Sir, we're in a moment of grief.
No, you are. There's only one of you. I was hoping to say something else nice.
That awful war with him, rustling horses with a misguided gang of killers.
He's a Lemoyne Raider. Well, he's going to probably be in the boiler room. Anyway, I feel like Detroit would look the same in the Fallout world. There might be some retro stuff to it, but yeah, probably. Climb the grave and dance. I can do that? He's one of your bounties. Oh, Oh, he's one of the guys I caught? Oh, wow. Remember me, friend? I guess it didn't dance. There was a mod group that was making Fallout Mexico, but they lost motivation for it. Yeah. I know there was a group that was remaking Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4's engine, but I imagine now that that's announced, like, hey, it's getting an official re-release, they're probably like, why bother? Now let's see, where can a man get a... Actually, what I can do is I can go in, pay for my ticket, pay for a train ticket to get to a stable, and then get my stuff from there, and also pick up the bounty poster. I'm on it! Oh, the priest comments on me if you do it during the sermon. Yeah, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. I do that.
Why, hello there, son.
Howdy.
Hello? Howdy, partner. Nice to see some friendly faces around here. Excuse me, partner.
How do you do, sir? Hello again, sir.
Pay a bounty?
Run up the tab now, have we?
Yeah, that's great. You know why I'm here. Train tickets! To, Saint Denis would be the, quick... No, Emerald... No, yeah, Saint Denis.
Okay, safe travels.
That is a very ironic name for one of those house plates in there. It wasn't always like that. I'm on the choo-choo, mama. Feels weird to be just riding this instead of robbing it, but okay. I want to be exposed to a Fallout game in Arizona, specifically hitting around Phoenix, but for more personal reasons. Yeah, I get that. But that's also Legion territory. It'd be cool to have a game set in that kind of place where you have heavy Legion presence. Well, if I was rumored to take place in Chicago, I figured. I mean, I guess I technically have been to Chicago, but then again, I've also technically been to Vegas. Unless I become the ants of the earth around early 2010s. We could argue before that point. But Chicago, it'll be interesting to see how that works. I forgot to get the bounty poster. I'm an idiot. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Ah, gotta go. Where is there's my stable? What about Hawaii Falls? That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun, and of course it was on the other side. I gotta wait for this big old train to get out the way. Aloha. Oh, the Mirelurks would be off the charts on Hawaii.
Hey, move it!
But yeah, I could dig that. Give its nice Pacific blue waters. And I wish Bethesda would stop making every single part of the wasteland look like bombs just dropped, especially in areas where nukes would never touch, because it's not worthy as a target. Now, part of that is because after the nukes hit, there was a lot of like radioactive rain that killed off a lot of plant life, so that's part of it. But I entirely get what you mean, particularly in the later games, like 3, 4, that sort of thing. Like in Fallout 1, everything should look like it's blown to hell. Fallout 2, sure. But ironically, the one that looks the least blown to hell is New Vegas. And that's a desert. And I remember, oh yeah, that's right. Our genius overlord, Mr. House, protected a patch of desert. But yeah, but then there's also, Boston. Like, Boston, like, that area, after, say, what, 210 years, life should have, like, grown back. There should be greenery again. But, what are you going to do? Sycorax, how we doing? Castine, and Kurz, and Vale. Retrieve. All right.
Safe travel. Remember to rest that horse sometime. All of them did it.
Who did it? Who done it? All right. Now let's get back over to Rhodes. I know Legion Chair, part of my Curry's backstory is that she escaped as Legion slave from Phoenix. And I read a sequel story, Returns to Phoenix and Frees the City. Ooh, there you go. Fallout 3 makes sense since it's a capital area. Yeah, that's right. You would expect to get bombed to crap a little bit more. Well. Seems a man on hard times. May want to give the bottle a break there.
Listen, you have to take this.
That's real kind.
I lost my money playing poker.
I know that feeling, bud. Get yourself, a sandwich or something. Poor fella. What else? Everyone else predicts Jack freaking. Yeah, I get that, but the thing is, I'm just saying, Las Vegas is not the area. If I know, hey, everything's about to go to crap, nukes are coming in, I have the capacity to save one city, one patch of Earth. What am I protecting? I think I'm going to protect somewhere that I can more properly grow food. Just saying. And I love it. It's just yeah, don't worry, I'm going to get the economy up and rolling. You're a gambling town. Literally, you could open a casino pretty much anywhere. Even in the, it isn't exactly hard to establish a gambling den. But because he was just in love with Vegas. Yeah, he could have protected more integral cities. Yep, I stand, though parts of it may have aged poorly, I stand by my decision in my Mr. House video. Yeah. Fallout at the end of the day is an RPG. Let it be that. Don't strip away my fun. Though I have thought it would be cool if there was a Battlefield Fallout. Imagine operations where you could pick to be Caesar's Legion or the NCR, you could actually play the first battle of Hoover Dam. I think that'd be cool. He rejected his holdings, including Repcon rockets for his space travel plan. Yeah, but he had 15 years to plan it out. He could have rebuilt himself pretty much in any location. He had blank checks from the government. He could have made it work. Fellas, what seems to be the issue? Our protected Pennsylvania, a lot of farmland, and the Amish would absolutely know how to live with that technology. You're dang right. Fellas, can't two convicts get along?
The black's fault. His fault, the darky white. Well, I don't know why they call him that. Look at him.
Don't you start now.
I'll knock the color clean off you. Come on.
And I'll tell you lily livered.
Enough! You two fools look like you've just run off a chain gang.
Because they did.
What are you doing?
Starving.
They got bounty posters for us all over town.
And we can't go into town to get supplies.
Say, mister.
Are you sure it's not the striped uniform there?
Okay? You in for a darky.
Shut it, you pasty-faced streak of piss.
Yeah, I had up to here with you.
Enough! Do your goddamn favor. What you want?
Maybe you can go into town and take down them wanted posters of us.
Okay.
Maybe meet us back at the campfire in the woods. Tell us how you did.
Maybe bring us a little bite to eat.
Don't push your luck.
Nice fella.
Yeah, you love nice fellas.
Don't you start up again. Just shut up.
You shut up!
They fight, but at I'm not going to finish that joke. Also, Securitron's not the best choice. Yes, the pogo stick on wheels. How can you make Liberty Prime and then look at the Securitrons and go, yes, that is peak design right there. I get it, retro design and all that, but Really? Really? That's the best we could go with. Particularly when you see, like, the sentry bots they could have had. Like, oh, damn. You walked into a kind of a fight. Let's see. Do we have any posters? And aha! There's one.
Hey, I need to get to that poster behind you. Would you move a little?
I will not. Deputy put up plenty. Go get one of those.
Please, mister, I'll just reach by. It won't take but a second.
I'm leaning on it. Find one that ain't in use.
Hey, move. I need that poster.
Oh, I'll move all right. How's this for moving? Bounty hunting bastard.
If you know I'm a bounty hunter, did you really think that was a smart move to do? Mr. Black, Mr. White. It's like the joke from Johnny Test. Love it. I think this joke is actually done several times, but $40 for each of them. Okay, so there's 4 more. But it just surprises me, some people. It's like, hey, I just need that poster. Well, I'm not going to move because I don't want to be courteous or anything. It's like, why are you being an a-hole? Just let me grab the dang thing and be done with it. Alright, the ties that bind us. They must have blew up Malaysia. Until proven otherwise. Yes.
I need that poster. There's been a recall.
I weren't born yesterday. This one's mine, so you can go and get your own.
Come on, Vale. I need you over here yesterday. Gosh, I could have caught him on foot in the time it takes you. Why are you running through the house? Get over here. Thank you. Now we're going. Get out of the road if you're going to be drunk. Now, I told you there's a recall.
Excuse me. The hell are you doing?
Don't ask questions. Do not Oh my gosh. Now I have to kill you too, because you wouldn't do as I told you. Those guys owe me. Get on the horse! Sure, I can move, make yourself be a trying to work for. She was just taking a scenic. Yeah, apparently. Hate to kill an honest bounty hunter, but he just wouldn't cooperate with me. You gotta cooperate with me if you want to survive. Alright, that blew over relatively quickly.
Need a ride? I can get you there.
No, that's not what I need. I'm looking for something else. Where are the posters? I got 3 of them. Had to kill a man. 2 men, actually. There's another. Good, good. Arthur would be the type of guy to start a gunfight for scalping Pokemon cards. Magic cards. I don't deal with Pokemon cards since I was a boy. And the doctor, he got any up there? Nah. And in here. Alright, now tell me where that last poster is. Maybe it's closer to the bar? So anyway, I started blasting. That's how I operate. Hey, listen, I've had to fan out this town before. If I gotta do it again, that's just what happens.
What's the matter with you?
We don't have time to go into the laundry list of things that are wrong with me, sir. You're just gonna have to accept my sincere apologies.
You, mister, excuse me. How's it going with you?
You wouldn't see a poster of two chuckleheads, would you?
Okay, be well.
See, he's just a fine fella. If I were a poster, where would I be? Honestly, I'd be in the dang train station. But apparently they didn't think to put it there where they put the rest of the dang bounties. Maybe by the church. First Church of Rhodes. Reverend. It's for a gal, you wish you could romance minus Piper. If you're looking at Fallout 4 particularly, it's always a fight between Piper and Curry. I love Piper's person. I love Piper, how she accompanies, and I enjoy helping her out. But Curry is adorable. And so it's a hard choice, but typically I wind up going with Piper. Unless I'm going Brotherhood of Steel, then I get with Cat. Though I may have some mods that I use to modify her appearance. Nothing distasteful, mind you. I'm tired of my trouble-inducing ways. But it's just so much fun. I just keep drawing back into it. You wouldn't have any bounty posters I could borrow? Yeah, but Curie has a punchable voice. Oh, how could you say that? Oh, it's because she speaks French? Okay, I understand that. But she's cute. When the French voice is not being condescending, I can tolerate it. Because her naivete is just adorable to me, okay? They air Serrana, but it'll do. I think that was a typo on his part. He's just trying to fix. There is this last poster. Okay, I'm gonna check every beam in town. Okay, not there. Not there. Frogs are usually trouble. They can tolerate the women if they're cute enough. I think that has those with most cultures. You know, like, I can't stand this culture. What about the women? They're fine. I'm fairly certain I got the one outside of the sheriff's building. There's the Undertaker. There's the bank. Gunsmith. Maybe I did get the sheriff. When it rains, it pours. I'm sorry, I'm looking for... Honestly, the water's going to destroy the poster now. I'm wasting my time. Berg, blabbin', nabbit. Look, anyone says, who do you romance? Hence, I answer the question with, who is my best friend? Because we don't really do that here. We don't do that here. Alright. I want to say a woman who talks like Arnold Schwarzenegger and her whole character is that she's a Terminator synth. That's absolutely ridiculous. Morally questionable. But personally, I'm into it. Oh, he's dead. Gunsmith. We don't make good guys, then they make the salamanders. And like a good chunk of the guards regiments are pretty decent people too. Am I going crazy here? Where'd they put the sheriff's office? I could have sworn it was down this way, or is it on the other side of... Did I lose the sheriff's office? Am I going insane?
What in the hell's your problem?
I can't find the sheriff. Alright, here we are. Here's the sheriff's office. Yeah, I think I got this one. Yeah, that one's... the doc's office. Huh. Alright, for the sake of my own sanity, I'm looking it up just so we're not wasting any further time. Because we got one left and we don't... It never existed. That's the thought that keeps me up at night. Roads. Wanted. Poster locations. Yeah, I'm not the only one that's looked this up. Train station, on street post between Gunsmith and Undertaker, outside the sheriff's office, pole near Gray Farm, and there's one taken by a bounty hunter south of town. Okay, so check the train station and the pole near the Gray Farm. Give me a second to get out of the rain, too. Ah! It was inside the whole time. Alright. Now, I can go find them. Where are they? The chain gang, baby! Now let's hope Arthur didn't catch a cold. Oh, he's caught far worse. He's like, why does it take a man so long to find posters? Like, just shut up, man. You don't know what I've been through. There you boys are.
Hey, friend.
Hello.
What's up?
I was in town.
Pretty hot. That's quite a price on you boys.
$40 whole dollars.
So unfair. I didn't do nothing.
Well, they said you was wanted for murder.
It was a murder. It was self-defense.
And you killed a farmer?
Firstly, I would have, but he died before I could. And secondly, well, he had it coming. I don't like to say.
Well, ain't no business of mine. Here's the posters.
Thanks, partner. That's that, then.
That's that.
Free at last.
Free from you, at least.
Well, not quite.
No?
We should wait a while first, see if anyone's on our trail.
You're right. Too risky to split up now.
2 sets of eyes is better than 1.
This ain't permanent, though. It's a temporary measure.
Aw, they became friends. But they're soon to raise about it. That's cute. With the types of Warhammer women in 40K, which one would put in the Mary Befriend Exterminatus list? Well, we technically we did a female Primarch's tier list, but I know you're probably thinking about actual female. So let's see, Amberly Vale, I might say. I'm trying to think of like female characters that I'm familiar with in 40K that aren't from Caiaphas K novels. Okay, so Saint Celestine, Ephriel Stern, Amberly Vale. I think you could potentially put on that list. We're going to go ahead and say Amberly Vale's off limits because I'd have to get into a fight with Caiaphas Cain, and I'm not winning against that that level of plot armor. Celestine, I kind of feel bad for her. I kind of want to give her a hug. Ephriel Stern, though. Then again, she kind of has Kai Gonal thing going on. We might have to circle around back to Celestine. Now let me get an actual bounty. $55. The girl from the dark zone that basically like a living library is Intrude. She's kind of adorable. Yeah, I'm not sure I can marry her. I think I might have to leave. Like, precious baby, I cherish. What did the farmer own a private island that just invited a bunch of billionaires? Some of them currently in the government. I wish the whole thing government just spitballing. What did the farmer own a private? You mean Epstein? As much as I joke about the British, French, and Germans usually being a big source of trouble regarding European affairs, I can't really hate them since I've got 3 of them in me. Genetically, right? Capture or killing of Claire de Melmont. He's a member of the Lemoyne Raiders. Wanted for stealing property, crimes against the officers of the state, and murder. Well, a post-mail character. He is French. Well, I've seen in Catfish Jacksons. He is French. It's like, as if, Raid and Robin wasn't enough. Now he's a froggy. She's a little sister with a cool pet. You should have wanted for that last name. French!
I don't think you got any idea about the land you walk in, do you? What us raiders gave for us. This town's a tinderbox, and you might be the spark, you understand?
You the local hard man, huh?
I killed a lot of folks to keep this town free.
What's new?
Beating up a wannabe rebel.
I already mentioned Ephriel Stern, and I was like,
okay, so maybe you can help me weigh in on that. Oh. He's a wanted man. He is a wanted man. Why are you getting mad at me? He started smack, assaulted me. I'm the bad guy for knocking his teeth out? I'm sorry. I'm just letting nature take its course. The audacity. But anyway, as I was saying, there's like, marry, date, exterminatus, like F, marry, kill. But for Warhammer women, and it was like, what women would be on that list? And I was like, well, I did the female Primarch tier list, but I think you mean actual, so I was trying to think of women who were not in Caiaphas Cain books. So I was thinking of like Amberly Vale. I know she's in Caiaphas Cain, but she was the first one that came to mind. But I thought like Celestine, Ephriel Stern. I guess you could also throw Inquisitor Greyfax as a potential.
Ephriel Stern to date. Saint Celestine to marry. And
guess Greyfax to kill, I guess.
No, not Greyfax. I mean, she's annoying, but I wouldn't want to kill her. Let me think.
They also throw out the idea of Isintrude.
Isintrude's too young.
Yeah.
She's like 16 or 17.
Yep, that's why I was kind of like, the idea is like she's too precious.
If she were an adult, maybe, but she's a child. No, couldn't do that.
She is precious baby. She's a befriend.
No, she's 18. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But Oh God, what was her name? I know who I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember. Oh, let me go look. I've got the book. Let me go look.
He's got the book. Marry, befriend, exterminatus. I think Mary St. Celestine is still an ideal situation. She was like a little sister type character to me. I think that's what they were going for, and I'm here for it. Better get armed.
Madam Sedgwick.
Madam Sedgwick from...
Third Caiaphas Cain book. She was the Slaneshi psyker who could take the form of someone you cared about.
Oh, she'd be exterminatus?
Yeah, she'd be exterminatus.
you hesitated there for a minute.
No, I was trying to think, what do you mean? Oh yeah, kill. That's what...
Yes, the marry, befriend, kill. So yeah, befriend Ephriel Stern, marry Celestine, kill the Slaneshi girl.
Correct. But yeah, Madam Sedgwick would be my choice for exterminatus. Although, I love the fact that Madam Sedgwick's last thought in this life was, oh my God, you were in love with an Inquisitor, and probably after.
It would have been great if she like had that really went, nice. What a way to go out.
Well, think about it. Caiaphas Cain had to be sitting around with all the other like leaders and stuff at the Scola in his retirement days, just hanging out, each one listing off their accomplishments. Like one saying, I fought alongside a bunch of Space Marines in clearing a Space Hulk. Another, oh yeah, that's nothing. I helped an Inquisitor exterminatus an entire planet that had fallen to chaos. And it was like I was the right hand man of a, I was the right hand man of a rogue trader who managed to bring about a whole new coalition within the Imperium. Then one could say, literally, I was a scribe for the Imperial Palace itself. Everyone looks at Caiaphas Cain. I made love to an Inquisitor. What? Every single one of them. Details.
Details.
Like just nothing. You could have like Caldor Drago and Constantine Valdor in the room listing off their accomplishments. One says, he says, I screwed an Inquisitor.
He wins.
You win. You win right there. You win. Which Inquisitor? Points to a picture of Amberly.
Someone's coming. Might be about that warrant.
It just might be about that warrant. In fact, it is.
Anyway. Did you do anything else?
I'm in an intense and tumultuous situation. I apologize. What the heck? What killed me? I was doing fine.
So would you Warhammer Fantasy marry befriend exterminatus be?
Warhammer I don't know as many characters from that.
I don't either, so can't help you there. I guess exterminatus would be that dancing Slaneshi demon.
Yeah.
Like
also, there's the Chinese Mao Ying.
Oh yeah, she's a definite.
Oh, Zarina Katarina. Dibs on her.
You got Katarina? Dang. Oh, well, Mao Ying, the problem is she wouldn't love you. She's too high on her own dragon.
Dragon! There's also Ilaria the Evan. Oh, now, the Sisters of Twilight, they can get it.
Well, anyway, if you have anything else for me, let me know. Or is there anything else you need for?
Oh, look.
All right.
Oh, dang it. There's still one that's alive. Not yet, you. I need you dead. Alright. Get the lasso. Silence, Frenchmen. An American is talking. You got a lot of nerve being French. I gotta be careful, I have French ancestry. peasant! Well. Your Majesty, I did not know. Well, let me show you how we treat nobility here. For you see, the Constitution recognizes no form of nobility. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I got Norman stock too. A lot of us Normans wound up on this side of the pond. Our first, exterminate Conrad von Karstein, befriend Lord Croak, marry Queen Kalita.
What are they offering? $100? $200?
I wish you was worth 100.
You 55 bucks.
I almost didn't bother.
I fight for you, for all of us, for our future.
You call me a peasant.
For me and the future? Well, that won't be a concern of yours for much longer.
Oh, what is this?
Here's where we wipe that smile. Face, bounty hunter. Boy, you ain't gonna live this through. Go on, boys. Kill this son of a bitch. God damn it. There's only one.
Wanna hear it?
There'll be more where they came from. Believe me.
Save your damn breath.
That's what you get for being French. I just heard of the infinite double barrel shotgun in Fallout 4. Nice. I have French Creole in me, so yeah, I may speak broken French, but I can't. They're countrymen, pompous asshats. Yeah. Actually, my grandmother, she's Cajun. So again, I got French from 2 connections in me. Mostly British Isles, but there's a lot of Western European too. Arthur getting paid in jelly beans. He gives the money to the crew. We got some jelly beans. Yeah, actually, speaking of Cajun and stuff, I made my grandmother's gumbo recipe for the first time earlier this week, and it came out pretty good. Raven gave it his seal of approval. I mean, it's not like mom's or grandma's, but I followed the recipe as close as I could. I'm gonna get better with it.
No, we ain't.
Spain princess is becoming the queen. A Spanish princess? What? Is Napoleon III around?
Got the help talking about that boy you got killed in Rhodes. Seems to have them all shook up.
Alright, who ordered the baguette? Or is it a croissant? Gumbo and jambalaya, man. Yep.
He ain't happy about it.
Strike me down.
Sheriff.
Put him in the cell then.
You are a traitor, Sheriff Tomas. Sending this Yankee against your own.
Quiet down.
I'm more certain you are, pal.
Too damn noisy for folks' good.
It's hard to recreate Grandma's cooking. It certainly is.
That's what we'll pay for.
I guess that's what I'll have to accept then.
You have not seen The Last of Us.
You're right. I have no intention on watching that show. It's a little weird you bringing it up. I'm mostly Irish in terms of answer. I also have a good amount of Italian from my dad's side, so I'm basically a stubborn son of a gun. Yep, you get it honest from both sides. But hey, that means you probably know your wine and your ale, my friend. Ironic, since Mom and I were talking smack about King Chuck and pretty much how he's a useless figurehead and would really kiss people. Yeah, well, I'm not exactly high on King Chuck myself, but I also appreciate that someone else calls him King Chuck. Open for business, you say? Alright, I guess I've set myself up to do this stage, and I'm totally not trying to put off, getting to the point where some of my favorite characters get killed. But it's 10:23, we're probably going to have to call it there. We'll see when I get the chance to stream this again, but had a great night with you guys. You guys are excellent company. No, wrong thing. I meant story, fellas. Story, settle down. But We had some fun. We blasted some people. I shot Grandma in the face when she refused my. I might be the problem. I might be the asshole here. But anyway, had a great time with you guys. Can't wait for the next one so we can yap about more stuff. So anyway, I will see you all in the next one. Take care. And yes, I did save it twice because I am that paranoid. I know I'm not the only one. All right, guys. Seriously, I'll see y'all later.